now it's more in people's faces how important it is to have a relationship with yourself, to have a friendship with yourself. And I feel like that's why a lot of women don't know how to build community among women or be friends to other women, because they're not truly friends to themselves. And it all starts with you.
It does.
Because it just reminded me of a time where I was just like, I had to struggle to prove that I was sister worthy. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt.
When you're ready to receive it.
Yes.
So like you were saying, it does always start with you. Regardless of if it's being a friend, a mother, a sister, like whatever. It has to always start with you to even build that foundation. And for it to be strong, like, you have to do some self-work.
And that's because most women aren't actually taught how to be sisters. Taught how to be mothers. Taught how to be sisters to your brothers. But you're not actually taught how to be sisters to your sisters and to your mothers. That's a bar.
That is.
Well, how are you feeling today?
I'm really nervous.
You nervous?
Yes.
It's no reason to be nervous. I was like that when I first started too. Cause you just gotta be like, what am I gonna say? But welcome back to Here We Grow. This is episode 4. And this is my sister. I don't know if you guys can tell. But yes, my sister.
Hi everybody, my name is Kaya.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, your introduction. And this is our lovely co-host, our mother. Period. I don't know if y'all can see the picture good. Y'all know what's up though. Say hey somehow. Thank you. All right. So today's topic, I think it's gonna be interesting.
I think it is too. It's gonna be a very good topic.
Yes, So obviously we're sisters. So sisterhood. We've been talking a lot about it, specifically like friendships. But I guess sisterhood technically is a friendship. So yeah, we have some interesting thoughts on everything. Y'all give me 1 second because I'm trying to pull up my podcast email to gather my notes, stuff that we've been kind of talking about, throwing at each other. So yes. Okay. Do you want to introduce yourself? Like, you already said your name, but what do you do? Like, you don't have to say your age necessarily. What you can say, like, what you're interested in right now.
Okay, a couple of things I'm interested in right now. Well, as of right now, I'm enrolled at Northwest Mississippi Community College, majoring in social work. And in the future, I hope to own my own daycare and just take care of kids, or be a therapist, counselor, in some sort, and just really help out with the teenagers and then just like the youth. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Women in service. That's who we are. Okay, so the topic or the title of this episode is In Search of Sisterhood, the challenges of building a community of like-minded women. So I know that's a long, drawn-out title, but it's the truth. Okay, so first of all, what do you think sisterhood is? Like, when we talk, I know we talked about it informally, but like, when you think about sisterhood, like, what do you think about?
Honestly, just being there when it matters the most. Not only just having somebody to call on, but like just being able to, let me see, what's the words I'm looking for? Being able to just, it's more than just a friend. Like you said, it is going to develop into a sisterhood, but based off of experiences and stuff like that, just honestly have somebody in your corner, have somebody to always call on.
I agree. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I know it's weird being on camera trying to like. You
said a lot of work.
Yeah, trying to articulate. It's like so many things happening.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the sisterhood is the same thing. You know, you're my only technical biological sister, so it's different. You know, we always talk about how we grew up, and I think a lot of people didn't know because we're so close now, but we did not grow up.
We did not. We was like.
We were on opposite ends of the pole, literally. Like, we did not bother each other. I don't think it was like not because we didn't want to be close. Like, we're 8 years apart.
Exactly.
So she's 19.
It wasn't much to say. Talk about like we was just going through two different phases in our lives. So it's just like,
and so we never were like thankfully forced to like build a relationship. You know, not saying that some people's family force their siblings to be close. I think that happens sometimes, but I just think that we just knew how to exist in our own space, and then we came together like for family. Yeah. And so sisterhood to me is just kind of like it's being able to like be yourself and like but it's also a space of evolution and expansion as well. I feel like your sisters are people who are like you to an extent. They don't have to be exactly like you, you know, but it's basically like a tree with different branches. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of how, you know, like the roots are the same, the foundation is the same, but the way that we express it probably is different. So, yeah, sisterhood for me is space. I love space. She knows. Space, like, because sometimes I get antisocial sometimes, but it's not on purpose. I just need to take a woosah. Like, I'm always trying to put my best foot forward, and I feel like, even though I know, like, my sister can definitely handle me being the B word, but it's just like, you don't want to always show up in that manner. Like, you got to have control on, you know, when to be raging and when to not. So, sisterhood just, you know, being like-minded, being able to expand, being able to be real, not to force it. Yeah.
Well, that was good.
That was good. Thank you. Look, I'm still processing what it means. You know, every day we grow, so it's always changing. But I could say, So I was looking up online because I was just, you know, I like to look and see what like the origin, like the origin of sisterhood, right? So y'all know I'm always hit y'all with the etymology. So sisterhood was started being talked about in the late 14th century, and so it kind of looks the same, sister, but with a U, and then hood instead of OOD is HEDE. I could put the snapshot of it. I'm gonna put it right here above our heads, right here, I guess. And so it says a state of being or having a sisterly relationship, the meaning of like a society of sisters, and that kind of goes back to even like sorority culture, fraternity culture, all that type of stuff. The sense of women having some common characteristics or calling, and then by 1600, I don't even know how to pronounce this word. Sisternity? I don't know, child. It's like fraternity, but sisternity. I don't even know if that's right, but you know, okay. And it was also used in 17th century for the institution or convent society. So sistership was tried also. So like obviously kind of what we were just talking about, having a sister, being a sister. And then I started just looking up other like random people's ideas of like what sisterhood. So I found this thing called 5 components of sisterhood, and it says shared social experience, support and encouragement, belonging, accountability.
That's like the biggest.
And common purpose. Okay, so when I started looking at the back, like when I first looked at the etymology of sisterhood, and when it said state of being or having a sister, I'm like, oh, okay. So when we think about sisterhood or just like friendship in general, I don't really think that we actually look at it as like a state of being. Like the state of being a sister. Like, what does that even look like? Like, is it just...
Exactly,
So I'm like, okay. And then I started thinking about friends. My track record with friends has not been noteworthy.
But as well.
I've never been a big person, a girl that always had a lot of friends. Never. Our mother was not like that. I probably know like 3 friends maybe off the top that I could think about that was around. Like,
and it's always been like that 3. It never seemed like it was a big group. It was just, small and intimate.
Very small. And so I remember one of our aunts, I'm not going to say your name, but you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about, right?
You got to give me some more detail.
Okay, she was always the one that would be like, always teasing Mom about the fact that she never had no friends, and just made her feel like an outcast because she never had friends. And she used to be the one that always had friends, or like just a big group, right? You know who I'm talking about now.
Yes.
I'm like, let me make sure she knows so we can be on the same page. Okay, yeah. So I don't understand why she did that. I don't know why she used to try to make fun of her or make her feel bad. You know, Mom was so like in her heart chakra. That really hurt her feelings.
It did. And I feel like even though we're talking about family member right now, a lot of people make you feel like they feel bad for being I don't even want to use the term loner, but like, you get a lot of backlash for just being, like you said.
Yeah, just being alone.
Yeah, and it's never been anything wrong with it.
No, like you can exist in your own space or have few friends. And I feel like now, the older I'm getting, I'm realizing that when I see people, like, listen, it's not a hate train. When I see people that have a lot of friends and they are actually doing it and they have a big group, I'm like, wow,
amazing.
This is possible.
Yes.
Like, everybody, likes each other. Everybody loves each other.
Along,
they go on trips together. Yes. There's no problem. So I'm always amazed by that. But then I also feel like on the flip side, when I see people who have a lot of friends, I feel like it's a lot of drama.
I feel the same way
as well,
because it's like it's so many different personalities being put into one. So how can it not?
Yes. Yeah. Like, how can you avoid that? So yeah, but I think that we definitely took from Mom, only because where we come from, I would say it was difficult to
make friends.
I don't think it was necessarily hard for us to make friends, because I think we're very friendly. Yeah. And we're able, I know, I feel like you could do this too, but I know from my personal experience, I can talk to anybody. Like, I don't know if people's perception of me was confused when I was younger. Like, they thought, like, well, yes, I do know. They thought that I was a bougie. They thought that was better. They thought I was better than them. Yes. Just all these narratives that were created about me, and it was crazy because I'm like, y'all don't even talk to me.
They weren't true at all.
Like, y'all have not even sat down to talk to me, to know me enough. And when people actually do, it's like, oh man, you're so cool. And I'm like, yeah, like, I don't. Yes, like, I don't put, I don't say you have to be this skin color, you have to have this body shape to be my friend, this and that. Like, I've never been that girl. If you're just sweet and you're nice and you have something going for yourself, even if you just think differently, like, I'm intrigued by stuff like that. So I was just like, so it was just, I don't think it was hard for us to make friends. I think it was hard to get past people's perception of us so that we can actually keep a friend. Yes. Yeah. Definitely. Because then it would turn into, like, I don't know about you, but you let me know. I feel like most friendships that I have started off from either trauma bonding or male-centered friendships, that it started off like,
I think majority of them were male-centered.
Yeah. Yes. And I lost my thought where I was going. I had another point because I'm thinking about so much right now. But yeah, I was like, I'm thinking, like, I don't remember, or like, oh, that's what I was thinking. Or people were just, they adore me so much, or like I inspired them so much, and so I missed the fact that maybe it wasn't really a friendship to begin with. It was a space where somebody was mocking me. Somebody was trying to imitate who I was, or just be in my space for whatever benefit that they were looking for, and they weren't actually trying to be my friend. Like, they were, but maybe it just, I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I definitely get it, especially the last point about you were saying for like their own personal benefit. I feel like it was a lot of it was what I mainly experienced with all my friends. When I really just reflected and looked back, I just like, okay, well, were they really my friend?
Right.
Or were they just around to have a good time? Or, you know, like you said,
look good.
Yeah.
Because when, you know,
when you really think about it,
it's
just like.
And then, like, when you really also, when you really, like you said earlier, somebody being there. When it really counts.
Mm-hmm.
And that for us is so small. Like, that's literally like, sometimes you could be telling me happy birthday. Or maybe not even telling me happy birthday, but like showing up because I always show up for you.
Mm-hmm. The smallest things that don't even require anything monetary. Like, it's not even, it never has been about the,
Yeah. So, okay, yeah. So, you agree. Like, yeah, and so, you know, I was, we were talking the other day, and I was like, having this kind of, my mind would realize that, you know, when we look back, especially among Black women, African American women, when we look back on the formation of friendships, it usually is about men. Mm-hmm. Or it's some type of trauma bonding, like, you know, you both went through some type of extreme trauma, and it brought you together.
Yeah.
Yes. And so when, like, historically looking back on friendships, or even like women even coming together as a group in general, it seems like there was always a motive outside of just wanting to build a community among women.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we talked about this a little bit, like, even in like older times historically, like, women were, like, community was, and sisterhood was created on the fact that women were excluded and erased from history. So I'm reading this book called The Creation of Patriarchy, and I was telling you about that. And so basically in this book, this woman was explaining, like, even before, like, patriarchy was created, because it's not a way of life. Side note. Well, it's not a natural way of life, yeah. But she was saying how, like, these hierarchy systems were created based off whether or not a woman, like, who she was sexually involved in. And so then, obviously, with the creation of patriarchy, that definition evolved. And then it went to being a respectful woman is a woman who has one husband or sleeps with one man, whatever. Basically a husband at that point. And then a non-respectable woman was a woman who had multiple partners or who, like, participated in sex just for pleasure, or she just didn't choose a man at all. Maybe she was gay, you know, I don't know. But, you know, they didn't go into the lesbian, like, that type of, like, different sex, who they were attracted to sexually, didn't go into that. But just saying, like, if they didn't choose men, then they were not respectful. So all of these, like, different labels and categories of women were created because of men. And so after patriarchy was created, then we see that, like, even many of the businesses that are created by women are for women. Like, it's like still, like, patriarchy, I feel like, definitely hit the nail on the head with kind of completely separating the genders. But then, like, women are behaving more masculine, like, very masculine. And I've been there, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not even gonna sit here and say that I haven't. I'm still working through that, because I'm learning that just because I'm independent doesn't mean I'm masculine. But it's sometimes I feel like I don't need a man. Right. So I feel like sometimes groups are created out there too. I don't need a man. We don't need men or this and that, you know. But it's just like, how do you actually connect with women
outside of it?
Yeah. Outside of men, outside of being a mother, because I'm not a mother. I don't know. I have a dog, and I'm very mother. That's the closest I'm getting right now. So, you know, like, what's the basis of friendship truly outside of, like, that type of stuff? And I feel like even when I have conversations with people, like, when I reflect on my friendships, I mean, why do we always have to talk about men? And I do it too because it's just something I have to program. Yes, yeah. Like, but it's just like sometimes I want to talk about
other things.
Yeah, like stuff like this, or like consciousness and like yoga, maybe the different chakras, or like the weather, the government. Even though I don't care about the government, but still, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to really, like, especially from like where we come from.
It is. It's really hard, and I feel like putting that question out there, it might be a small percentage of women that can actually answer it.
Yeah.
Because it's hard when you really think about it. Like, yeah. Well, how do we build friendships and, like you said, community of sisters? Like,
yeah. Even like with the, I'm sorry.
No, I was about to say it's just hard to even think about what's the first step in that.
Yeah. Even like with this, you know, I was telling you my passion for this, and like how it's like I know there are women that are paying attention to it. Like, even not just that, but what I tried to do, like, but they just don't even say anything.
Yeah.
You know, I could even put out an invitation and be like, come meet me here, and probably no one would show up, you know? And it's just like, why? Like, I'm trying to build a community. Like, what's the problem? So, yeah. Do you have any thoughts?
I would say, yeah, I think it's kind of more of your content, even though it's nothing wrong or bad about it. It's just you are spreading knowledge so that people are more aware of certain things. But what I was about to say was, I feel like if you, maybe, let's just say, hypothetically speaking, you put a video out that was centered around men, I bet you your crowd will start to just overflow.
Yeah. Or like drama.
Yeah. And that's what it will take.
And all the stuff that I can't really talk about. I know. And it's like, I do want to have those conversations on this platform, but I think there's a way. Yes, there's a way to introduce that knowledge without inducing the whole gossip nature. Because I don't want that to be like that. But I do want the conversations to be had because they need to be had. But yeah, because everybody's like super crazy about relationships all the time.
Yes.
But they never talk about the relationship about themselves. And then how to even make relationship with women, and then like, okay, I mean, not saying nothing's wrong with being in a relationship, but
and I feel like
the focus is just always off.
Yeah, and even with it, I feel like this just at the back of a lot of women's head.
Yeah.
Oh, I got my guy with me.
Yeah.
I don't, it's no need for friends because I have him.
Yeah.
Being very dependent on the man.
I mean, what else are they getting outside of just, sex?
Yeah.
Most of the time. Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting thing. I definitely think a lot of women are, and I feel like the friendships that people are probably in, that they're not actually like the type of friendship that they want, but it's like, for me personally, it's like when you feel like you're lonely or you feel alone, you get so desperate to the point that you kind of just let anybody get close to you and be your friend, because you can see the best in people and everybody, but that doesn't mean that they see you in that same way. And so I'm like, dang, I can't keep being desperate. Like, it's okay to be alone. Yes, like, it's okay to be alone, because when you really see how people feel about you, and like you said, when they don't show up in those ways, or, I mean, I've had a friend that I call a friend, but they're more friends to their other friends than they are to me. And I mean, there's a clear difference, and And
Major.
Y'all, yes. And I never understand. It's so heartbreaking for me, because I'm like, I love her though. Like,
exactly, yeah.
And we've been at this for years. Like, it's almost been a decade since me and her have like met and just building our relationship. But it's a difficult process trying to like understand where is the discrepancy. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the type of friend that's gonna be. Sometimes I might go a week, it could be months. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because it's just who I am. Like, I don't really need to talk to you every day to solidify a relationship.
Yes, that should be okay and understood, like you said.
Yes. And speaking of which, most of friendships are so freaking needy.
They are very needy.
Oh gosh.
It's like annoying.
Yes, like I don't have to.
I don't
Please.
have to. Yes.
Please.
I mean, it's so bad to the point, like you were saying, going maybe weeks, months without talking. Someone could take your phone today, and you know, if they don't hear reply from you, I mean, everything just hit the fan.
Yeah, it's like, babe, I'm trying to get my life together. I'm trying to work on myself. For real, I'm trying to work on myself. Please, can you give me some space to do it? Yeah. So it's just, yeah. So I think it's a good segue to that I crossed as AKA. Mm-hmm. This is very random, y'all. I just threw this in here, okay? But speaking about sisterhood, so okay, I crossed at a private college in 2018 of spring, and I was so excited about doing it at the time. And anybody who know me did, and they know me now, they be like, "Who is this? This is a completely different girl." Okay, like, look, I was filled up with the Delulu juice. Okay, I was like, it's ridiculous. And knowing who I am now, like and that's who I've always been. But now I feel like I've expressed it a lot more. It's more clear. Mm-hmm. But I don't understand why we have to go through so much struggle to be a sister.
Yes. Why?
Like that whole process, and I'm not gonna get into that. Yeah, because I already talked. Because there's a lot of other stuff that comes with it, so I'm being very picky with my words. But, yeah, like it's sort of like it's a stage, it's a play. And
then like you said, it's just like it's a process. You have to do this.
Yeah.
Do that. I get to
it's so conditional. Yeah. And I don't think sisterhood, a lot of things aren't actually conditional, but the world has made so many things conditional. What can you do for me? How can I benefit from you? I think that all of sisterhood is about is being a mirror, so you can help your sister, I can help my sister, you know what I'm saying, or my community of women. We know how to grow. And we know how to exist as women and feminine women, like how to, like stuff like that. But even like going through that process and just seeing what sisterhood was based on, I just did not like that. So when I got out of college, when I got my bachelor's degree, I'm talking about you could even pull that information out of me. Like I still have the AKA tag on my car, and I hate it because I need to just take it off. But if you know, you know, you just if you got tags on your plates and stuff, you just be like, I don't even care.
Whatever.
Like, yes, I'm just driving, baby. I'm getting to point A, point B. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even worried about what's on my car right now. Like literally, I just got the bill. I just took my bill slips, like freaking housing places things off my car, like probably freaking 6 months ago. I've been out that college since 2020. But, yeah, like I just was like, no, you can't pull that information out of me. You will not see me talking about it. You definitely won't see me strolling, because it just reminded me of a time where I was just like, I had to struggle to prove that I was sister worthy. Mm-hmm. That's how I felt, even after the fact. Like there were moments where I felt like my hair couldn't be this way. Mm-hmm. I couldn't talk this way. I couldn't do this. I was getting like ostracized for the smallest things. Like remember my 21st birthday, and I had that dress that had my side out. That's when I first get into my little sexy side of me. Because I was very cool, very tomboyish too. Growing up, I used to wear Timberlands
all the time
and polo boots, baby.
Baggy jeans,
tights under the jeans. I mean, look, jerseys. I don't even dress like that
no more.
I don't dress like that.
I'm so glad.
I used to think I was from New York, baby, for the Bronx.
She always was wearing tennis shoes.
I never
hardly wear. Sometimes she would put some heels on, but for the most part.
And then I could actually walk in heels too. Like I knew how to walk. But I just never, I was so tomboyish. So, I started getting into my sexy grown era when I started wanting to be more like, dresses and show a little bit more, and I remember getting a call telling me that the regional director wanted me to take my post down because it was too revealing. And I was just like, Why? There's people posting pictures in their lingeries. In their lingerie. I said lingeries. But, you know, it was just like, but it doesn't matter because this is not my whole identity. It's for some people, it is. But for me, it's a part of who I am. I still am who I am. And so I knew at that moment that this wasn't going to be my type of energy. Because sisterhood is not about judgment. You have sometimes you just gotta understand where your sister at. Yes. Why is she doing what she doing? Instead of, you know, being like, why are you doing that? Or why what you doing? Her. Yes. Question why, or even open the conversation. Why? Even my piercing, that's a good
I always been backlash about that.
Oh God. And that's because most women aren't actually taught how to be sisters. Taught how to be mothers. Taught how to be sisters to your brothers. But you're not actually taught how to be sisters to your sisters and to your mothers. That's a bar.
That is.
For real. Because it's just like, dang, how you treat the person that's just like you worse than you treat men.
Yes.
Like, you understand why a man is so trifling that he don't take care of his kids. And, you know, this is a hypothetical situation, but he's just terrible. He talked to women crazy. But you more of a sister to him than your sister who literally would support you and be there for you all the time. And
service.
Yeah.
But you can't show up or be there for your sister in the same way.
Yeah.
Or even half of that.
Yes. Exactly. It's super interesting. Because the patriarchy has played, I mean, women are operating always in a lower nature, which is masculine. It's always forced. It's all like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Even when I see what like a lot of women are talking about in like trends and stuff. I mean, you're talking about how to please a man,
what to do to get a man, keep a man, like
how to get his money.
Yes,
but never how to balance your energy. Like that, those conversations are very like minuscule. Like you don't really see people a lot of talks about it. It is now because of the age of Aquarius. We're both Aquarius, by the way. If you couldn't tell, now you know. The age of Aquarius has definitely like shifted, and the consciousness has already shifted overall. But now it's more in people's faces how important it is to have a relationship with yourself, to have a friendship with yourself. And I feel like that's why a lot of women don't know how to build community among women or be friends to other women, because they're not truly friends to themselves. And it all starts with you.
It does. It really does.
Yeah. So, do you have like a comment? I know I'm talking a lot. I'm used to talking to myself, so I don't want you to feel like I'm just...
I'm just letting you lead and adding my input when I feel like it's necessary. So, you good.
Do you feel that sisterhood is possible for you, like a community of women?
I definitely think it is. Just like, you know, the saying is someone for everybody. Like, yeah. I feel like at a certain time, like we kind of talking about yesterday, but it was a little different conversation. Yeah. About being when you're ready to receive it.
Yes.
So like you were saying, it does always start with you, regardless of if it's being a friend, a mother, a sister, like whatever. It has to always start with you to even build that foundation, and for it to be strong, like you have to do some self work.
A lot.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't. I think that from the friendships that I've had, I have defined more what I want. The problem is now I don't know how to, like you just said, I don't know how to like allow it to come, because
it's like it's there, but I just can't reach it.
Yes, like it's waiting for me to take it. Like it's there, like who you're looking for as a friend, you know, it's there for you, or as a sister, right? But the whole community of these women, they're definitely out there. But it's just like, it's difficult because where we come from is a very interesting place, and it's a small town, and so it's very it's like when you're involved and people only knew you and see you as who they saw you were at that particular time in your life.
And I mean, it stick to you.
So it's hard. Yeah. So
yeah.
even with me trying to even build that community there and like all of that, it's like, but people still only see me as what they saw me as when I was in high school or like when I was in college.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yes, that is a part of me, but that's not me. Like they're seeing me with their eyes, but they're not seeing me holistically, and that's the problem. So, but then it's just like, as I always say, people can only see as far and as deep as they have seen themselves. So if they just can't see me because they probably don't see themselves wholly as well. So I think that also I carry that. I should let it go. Still holding on to it. Also because I think I watching our mom, like our mom was she was very like, I'm talking about big heart, huge, humongous, probably. And I feel like I watched her growing up, and which is why I'm not that way. Like my heart is huge, but I don't showcase it the way that she like wore her heart on her shoulder. I probably would never do that, and I think that's that's probably a part of the problem. You know why I can't let certain things in, because I feel like when some women see me, they probably are interested in being my friend and like building that community and, you know, being a part of what I have going on and me being a part of their lives. But I just think it's sometimes I might come off a little intimidating or like maybe even apathetic, like super nonchalant sometimes, or like. And some people might think I'm super judgy, but it's not judgy. It's just sometimes I'm just super raw about, you know what I'm saying? And my mom was raw as well. But it's like as soon as you're raw, it kind of scares the people away. It just scares them away because it's like, oh, wow, that's how you really feel? Like, yeah.
They definitely back off after that, yeah.
Yeah. Or, you know, when you try to say something like, well, you're not this, but like it kind of goes back to like now they're so defensive to the point they try to come back at you with something. It's just like, well, why haven't you said anything? I can take that criticism and
because
be better.
I know that it's from a place of love.
Yeah.
So,
and trust me, if I said something so raw to the point that I most likely hurt your feelings, I was not trying to hurt your feelings. That's actually the opposite of what I'm trying to do, which is why I take a long time to process stuff, because I'm like, okay, you know, people like, just cuss them out. Yeah. Just cuss them out. Just tell them like, and it's like, yes, that, you know, that's a way for you to express yourself freely, but at the same time,
that doesn't always work.
No, and then it's your energy. So when you cuss somebody out, you basically, it's like the sun coming down on the ground and trying to put light on the ground. For what? You know, like it doesn't make sense. Like it's a way to handle those type of conversations. So I just think people because we're so agreeable and we can do a lot of things and be in a lot of spaces, that when we come off as disagreeable at that time when we're like, that doesn't work for me. It's a problem. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what I've been thinking about, you know, having this conversation a lot, and I just still don't understand. I just don't know how to like what to do, you know. And so I'm hoping at some point when I get my yoga certification that'll be the way that I can maybe get the ball rolling. But, you know, I don't want people to feel, I just want people to know that they have an option to be their best selves. And like, I'm still learning that too. Like, I think people they look at me like this box with a perfect bow. Like, oh, girl, you know, like, girl, if only you knew. Like, and I mean, it's perfect, right? Like, all who we are wholeheartedly and wholly, like, fully is beautiful, but it's still a work in progress, you know. So I just like, but I don't want to keep talking about men. I don't want to keep talking about trauma, because those friendships don't end well, because you're not actually being friends. No, because it's not actually a friendship. It's just a trauma bond. That's it. And why are we relating so much on how we are hurting, but we can't relate on how we're improving, we're getting better, and what we're doing? There's no point of keep looking back at the past when we're trying to create a new future or create a new now, you know? So, yeah. Thank you for having this conversation with me. I know it didn't feel like it was as long as it's been.
It did, actually.
It's not actually that long.
More.
You did. You did. But do you have like anything else you would like to share or say?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I want to say we covered everything.
what's your, like, if you could say a message about sisterhood or like friendships in general, what's something that you would just like to put out there in the universe?
Definitely, if you feel well, if you're in the same space that we are right now, it does get better. There are people out there for you. It's just only a matter of time.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't become discouraged. It's easy to do that. Honestly, it is. Because I'm like, damn, you know. And then you also have to remind yourself that just to be good in your own space, like you don't always have to depend on other people for your own happiness. It starts within you. So
yeah, I was just about to say that. Thank you. You said it for me. But I was gonna piggyback and say the best friendship and the best relationship you can have is the one with yourself. And so realizing that, you know, accepting that that friendship or that community come is accepting the community within me and accepting that I'm a friend and accepting who I am all the way. And I don't have to be a perfect person. I don't have to always, you know, show up in a way that people think I want, that I should, you know. I should just be myself and be patient, wait, and I'm good. Like, when you know that you are everything, that everything will come to you, you know. So it's just
exactly. Sorry, good job.
No,
but that is the way that you have to think about it. Like, you know, you think better comes to you. So
yes, it's all spiritual, all energetic, you know. So
you
I know over
time think about it, you know. A higher narrative, like
yes,
yeah.
I also think, you know, to wrap it up, that we are shifting to a time where women are remembering their power as the divine feminine, and remembering the power of community outside of men, and just helping each other and just letting each other know, like, it's okay. You know what you're going through. You shouldn't be talked about because of this, that. You shouldn't be judged because of everything that you do. You're just figuring out you're a woman. We're such this beautiful, emotional piece of art, you know. Like, we're just all over the place, but we still get things done. We still show up, you know, as best as we can. So yeah, that's just my message. Like, start with you and to us. My message to you and to us to be patient, to remember who we are. And always just keep thinking about what we want in that friend, and keep calling that friend to us. Like, okay, girl, I'm ready now. All right. And just being a friend to ourselves and loving ourselves, giving ourselves grace. Because I know sometimes I talk to my friends, or, you know, people who I've been friends with before, how it's so easy for me to pour into them.
It is.
Pour into myself. Pour into yourself like that. That's a friend.
Even though it's cliche, you know. Self-love is the best
love. Really, it is. So, you know, just speaking in love and speaking life over yourself the way. Because I know sometimes my friend does stuff, and I be like, girl. And I'm like, but girl, you going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, you good. You know, and always trying to find those every time, even if it's like a crazy situation, how
those bright moments.
You're still finding positive things to talk about. Well, at least you did this. You know, you were able to stand up for yourself. You were able to be authentic in that moment, you know, whatever that looks like. So being able to point out those bright moments from ourselves and not being so hard on ourselves, so that we can invite other people in to show that same thing. So, yes, well, guys, this concludes episode 4, In Search of Sisterhood. Okay? We have a strong bud right here. We look, you know, it's complex, but it's beautiful. Okay, I know Mom's probably right here laughing, smiling. She probably had a lot to say. I'm hoping that she was able to speak through us, and got some things out as well. But yes, we are so elated and delighted to talk to you guys about this. And you want to see us on see her come back for another video, please do. You know, I always tell y'all, like, subscribe, share, comment. If you guys want to hear us talk about another particular topic, put it in the comments. I really appreciate you guys so much. I will see you next episode. And thank you again for being here. Listen to another episode, and here we grow. We are growing and evolving one day at a time, one step at a time, and one moment at a time. I'll see you later. Bye.